Good morning, everyone. It's a long walk from down there. It's wonderful to see so many people here this morning, and we thank you for inviting the international group of P&I clubs to be present at this important event. I am honoured and delighted to be here to represent the group. I am particularly delighted on a personal level and a little embarrassed to confess to you all that this is my first visit to the great nation of India. I have wanted to visit for many years, but life and circumstances have always gotten in the way. So my first impression is wonderful. I have met so many interesting people this week and received such a warm welcome that I know this will be the first visit of many. But I'm here today in my capacity as a representative, as I say, of the International Group of P&I Clubs. I am a member of the group's Pollution Committee and chair of its subsidiary Vessel Response Plan Working Group. And I would like to talk a little bit this morning about the clubs and the International Group, what it is, what we do, and to reflect also on the importance of India to the clubs and the group. The International Group is a collective of 13 competing not-for-profit mutual P&I clubs. The clubs each insure third-party liabilities of shipowner and charterer members arising in connection with the operation of ships. The clubs cover a wide range of liabilities, including loss of life and personal injury to crew and passengers, cargo, loss and damage, also collision and other third-party property damage and wreck removal. But the reason we are here today is because the clubs also provide cover for oil pollution liabilities up to a limit of $1 billion per vessel per incident. Whilst individually competitive, collectively, the International Group, the clubs of the International Group share or pool liabilities arising from the largest shipping incidents. The group collectively purchases, on an annual basis, very high levels of reinsurance from the world's reinsurance markets. This allows individual clubs to provide high levels of cover to ship owners, including many ship owners from India. This allows ship owners to trade internationally and to meet port state control requirements related to insurance worldwide. This is the primary function of the group and the main reason that the 13 clubs came together as one. Collectively, the International Group insures over 90% of the world's ocean-going tonnage and over 95% of ocean-going tankers. The total entered tonnage within the group exceeds 1.3 billion GT, and that's made up of around 65,000 vessels. The group also provides a unique and invaluable forum for sharing information on a broad range of matters of concern to the clubs and the club's members. This forum brings together unparalleled knowledge and expertise, which enables it to explore and develop practical solutions for ship owners and their insurance needs. This is increasingly important in the challenging, evolving times in which we find ourselves. And last, but by no means least, as a group, the clubs can effectively represent the interests of ship owners with one single voice, engaging with governments, legislators, and regulators around the world on matters of importance to the industry and to the ship owners. In this regard, the group has consultative status at the IMO and with the IOPC funds, with whom we have a close relationship. And as you've already heard, we work very closely together, where we are both paying parties in major tanker spills. And we are exhibiting here with the IOPC funds at this conference. So I focused on owners, but it is important to just remember that a sizable amount of each club's business will be chartered business. The clubs pride themselves on their charterers cover. This is distinct from owned P&I and is tailored to the specific needs of charterers. It is not mutual, so non-poolable, but is subject to separate limits and individual reinsurance arrangements of those clubs. The cover has its own terms, which will include some liabilities not relevant to owners, for example, damage to hull, given the vessel is owned by a third party, and time charterers bunkers. It also offers war risk cover from the ground up, and it's common for charterers to take out FD&D or freight defence and demurrage cover, which responds not to the amounts in disputes under a contract, but to the potentially very significant expense of prosecuting or, importantly, defending claims. Charterers who are members of the international group of P&I clubs will have all the benefits of the knowledge, expertise and stability of those clubs, and also the positive impacts of the group function of sharing information and representation in the wider industry. Indian ship owners, operators and charterers have shown a long-standing commitment to the international group. The majority of vessels trading under Indian ownership or flag are entered with the group. Obviously, I'm here to speak on behalf of the group, but I thought it might be interesting at this stage just to spend a few minutes looking at the history of Steamship Mutual and the important place that India has in that history. I have no doubt that every other club will have its own story to tell. Steamship Mutual Underwriting Association was born in 1909. It was originally part of the Sailing Ship Mutual Association, originating in the southwest of England. In 1909, though, many of their once famous entered vessels were resigned to coastal trade, and the days of the sail were numbered. The transformation from small regional English mutual to international club began with the end of World War II. At that time, changes in the shipping world were profound. Britain no longer had the largest merchant fleet, and amongst those countries whose fleets expanded substantially during the war years was India. Through the pioneering relationship between Sidney Crowe, the club's senior manager at the time, and a gentleman from Bombay called J.B. Boda, which subsequently led to the formation of Crowe Boda in 1956. Steamship was delighted to welcome its first Indian entry on the 23rd of October 1945, a vessel called the Bharat Mata. And she was followed by many more entries from India Steamship Company, Great Eastern Shipping, and many more since. Crowe Boda is still going strong today, and the relationship between the international group clubs and the Indian shipping community is as important now as it was in 1945. 13 Indian ship owners have served on Steamship Mutual boards, ensuring close involvement in policy and decision-making. The late Mr. Vasant Sheff was chairman from 1988 to 1990, and in total served on the board for 32 years. And the late Mr. Sudhir Mulji was at the helm when the club celebrated its 50-year anniversary of its connection to the Indian market. Indian ship owners to this day enjoy strong representation on club boards. The continuity of strong relationship with Indian ship owners in P&I has been remarkable. The clubs commit significant resources to the Indian market with the confidence of reciprocal support and the trust and understanding to enable the relationship to prosper. So India has a very special place in the history and the hearts of the club, and Indian owners and charterers have an important role in the future of P&I and the industry. And it was with this in mind, I once again thank you for inviting the international group to be present with you at this conference, and we are looking forward to a very interesting and successful 2 days. Thank you.
Oil Spill India 2022 is dedicated to the Honourable Prime Minister's Swachh Bharat Abhiyan and Clean Seas.